Mixing and mastering has to be one of the hardest jobs in the world. You have to use the left side of your brain for technical and logical work, and the right side of your brain for more creative stuff. Most people are usually dominant on either the right side or the left side, but in order to be a musician, producer, or engineer, you got to be able to push both sides of the brain. Over the years, I've come up with a few techniques to do just that, and ways to stop distractions that will get in the way of both creative and logical thinking. In today's video, we'll check out some of those techniques, but before we do get started, make sure to like and subscribe if you find the information valuable. Let's go. All right, guys, so tip number one is to put the phone on the other side of the room. I know it's a little bit crazy, but I think we all know how many times we pick up our phone when it's sitting right next to us. So I always make sure as soon as I get into the studio, the phone goes on the other side of the room. I don't touch it until I take a break. It's just the best way to do it. Another thing you can do, and I do this from time to time, is just delete social media. The stuff is poison, basically, except it's a great way to reach out if you're an artist, or even myself as an engineer. It's a good way to talk to people, but it definitely sucks time. And the other thing I find with social media is the more we're looking at others, the less time we're spending in our heads to get creative. And we can only be creative from here, not from watching someone else and then pretending to be them. So I always think it's great, even if you do it a couple of days a week, just delete social media, get off of it, and put the phone on the other side of the room. All right, so number two is set a timer. Now, this can help in a couple different ways. One, it's a way to just get started. I know sometimes for myself, I'll be like, oh, where do I start with this mix? How am I going to get it going? What I do is I'll turn the timer on for 1 hour and then I just go. I don't have any other option other than to start getting in the song. And within 5 to 10 minutes, I'm completely engulfed in mixing and I'm not thinking about anything else. The other great thing about a timer is it can create a sense of urgency. So what I mean by that is if I only have an hour to get this song as good as I can, then I'm going to really like push and just go. Whereas, if it's just open-ended time, I can mix a song all day. Now, I'm not saying I only spend 1 hour on a mix, but what I'll do is I'll set it up in hour increments. So I'll work on a song for an hour, then I'll close it, open another song I'm mixing, work on that for an hour, close it, open back and forth till the songs are done. And this does a couple things. It keeps you fresh with a song. And I know all of us have, closed a song and opened it the next day and be like, this kick is way too loud or whatever it is. I think by taking breaks in songs, like extended breaks in songs, you hear it a new way every time you open it. And you'll mix way faster by, just taking those breaks. Number three is have the session prepared. Now, I usually mix about 2 songs a day. And what I do at the end of the day is I get the 2 songs I'm mixing the next day ready. So I'll load all the files into Pro Tools. I'll color code them the way I want. I'll do any sort of editing that needs to be done. I'll route them to the right buses they need to go to. I'll have it all set so that when I hit play the next morning, I'm ready to mix. And this just makes it so much easier. You're not looking for cymbals or different hi-hat sounds, or you're not wondering why there's clicks in the vocal. All that's already done, and you're only really going creative thinking. So you take away a lot of the technical left side of the brain stuff the night before, and the next day you're just making the song sound good. All right, number 4, the last tip is to hide the session when listening. Now, I know this sounds kind of weird, but what I do when I'm getting close to the end of a mix is I just go up and hit Apple H, hide, and it closes Pro Tools down, but it still keeps playing. It's just hidden. And I swear to God, I know it sounds super simple and how could this actually work? But when you listen back to the song with Pro Tools not open and you're just staring at the screen, the desktop picture, you'll hear things that you weren't hearing when it opened. And I don't know why. I think what happens is any sort of technical option has been taken away from you. You're not looking at indicators, you're not looking at lights flashing, you can't reach for the plug-in. You're just sitting there listening to the song. And this just opens up things and you'll start, oh wow, the kick is just way too loud, or the vocal needs to come up in the B section, and just music, like creative stuff or stuff that makes the song actually better will pop up and you can just fix them really quick. And what I'll do a lot of times is I'll just have a piece of paper ready and I'll do this and I'll just write it down. I won't fix it right away. I'll listen from the song from the beginning to the end, write down some of the changes I'm hearing, and then go and fix them after. And this can really make the final touches really easy and they'll pick up really quick. All right, guys, so those are 4 tips for you. Hopefully that will help you work on your left and right brain and stay creative. And the most important is get away from distractions while you're actually working. Let me know if you guys have any tips for me in the comments below. If you need your song mixed or mastered, hit me up at mixandmastermysong.com. You can also find my courses and presets there too. Talk to you soon.